Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to part 7 of DSP's Worst Moments of 2023. And considering how much of this video we've still got to cover, I'm going to go and make a wild assumption that actually there is so much worse to come from this, but that's what we're here for, right? So let's continue. Part 7. DSP reacts.
All right, so guys, here's the deal. I think it's time to end the show. As I told you before my announcement, I need to use the bathroom. And I hate doing that, but I have to. Like nature calls. It's been calling me for about 20 minutes here. You know? So let's end the show. I'll take like a 5-minute break, and then we'll come back, and we'll get ready. It'll be the big announcement you guys have been waiting for. So now is the time. Get ready. Don't miss it. All right? Thank you all for watching the show. And by the way...
All right, let's not miss it.
It's time to get romantic.
Oh, well.
Okay, guys, so...
Day is coming up and all that, but...
It's official. My new YouTube channel has launched. Please head over right now to DSP Reacts, which can be found at youtube.com/@DSP Reacts. I think that's the way you find it now. Or just search for @DSP Reacts on YouTube. It is basically my old vlogging channel rebranded.
Yeah, it's alright, Phil. We'll know. Oh, so yeah, this is the retiring King of Fate, so...
And this channel is going to have multiple new pieces of content, not just what you're thinking. So it's not, oh, just Phil doing a basic React thing. It's not, because it's not. And that's what we're going to do right now. I'm going to end this stream. I'm going to head over there. I'm going to start up the stream over there. And it's going to be the big intro, me explaining the new project, how it's going to work. This is going to be very exciting. I'm very excited. I hope you guys are too. All right, by the way, subscribe to the channel. Why? Because that's the only way you'll be able to talk in the chat today. If you don't subscribe, you can't talk. All right, and what we're going to do is set it up that sub-only mode just like it is here on DSP Gaming. But obviously, day one, you can't be subbed for 24 hours. So we're going to have, you got to subscribe right now if you want to be able to talk over there. All right, so this stream is going down. The DSP first ever Reacts stream is going up over there. I'm going to go through all of it, explain all of it. It's going to be an exciting event.
All right, here we go. So,
okay, here we go.
32.1 thousand. That's not bad for day one.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a long time coming. A lot of work, a lot of effort, a lot of hype, a lot of anticipation. Today is the day. Today is Sunday, February 12th, 2023. I'm DSP. Welcome, everyone, to DSP Reacts. That is correct. This is my brand new... or is it, YouTube channel. This actually used to be my...
Well, we'll find out how it's going right there, because actually, to be honest, I need to take a piss as well. I'll be right back. Alright, sorry guys, I'm back. Oh, here we go. Don't worry, wash your clean hands as well. Don't worry about that. Alright, here we go.
My old vlogging channel from many, many years ago. This channel has actually been in existence for a very long time. However, it has been defunct for over a year. And since it's been defunct for over a year, I said we should do something with it. And let's be honest, the year of 2022 was a very interesting year. I branched out from just being an online gamer, and I decided to do many different various things outside of just playing video games on the internet. You guys really enjoyed the things that I did that were very different. You understand? Like, in general, gaming's great. I've been doing gaming on the internet for 15 years. But things advance, things move on. And in this case, we're in a situation where basically things got more exciting when I branched out and did different things. So based on your feedback, you guys kept telling me, guys, we want you to do different stuff. All right, we want you to do all these different various things. So, okay, I will branch out. I will do the different things that you guys want. All right, so that's what we're doing. We're doing completely different things. And so that's what DSP Reacts is all about here. Okay, so thank you for coming for the premiere. We got some bugs to work out, some things to do. For example, Nightbot is in the chat right now, okay? And I don't think it's doing anything. It's tracking chat right now, from what I can see, but I don't know if it's actually doing any of the moderation it's supposed to be doing. Okay? I don't know why. I'm taking a look right now. I got all these spam protections on. Seriously, I got all these things on, and I don't think Nightbot is working. I don't know why. Maybe Nightbot has to be in the chat for a set amount of time. I'm not sure. Of course, being that this is a relatively new channel, you're going to have trolls coming in and doing trollish things. There's nothing we can do. We'll take care of those on a troll-by-troll basis, and to the point where eventually it's going to get cleaner, much like DSP Gaming did in time. Okay? What is that now? I clicked on that, and I don't even know what that did. Did that just shut down the chat? Oh, God. Now I don't know what happened. What is going on? I clicked. Yeah, I think that just crap. Nightbot is working. Nightbot just started working. Nightbot is hard at work. Nightbot is kicking ass. This is exactly what I wanted. Hello, everyone, and welcome to DSP Reacts. This is my very first video here on the channel since rebranding the channel here in February of 2023. I realized something. Man, you know, I've been around for so long. And yes, there's quite a lot of people on the internet who know me as the guy who plays video games and comments on them. But that's not what I want to do for my whole life. So, after having done some successful React style content last year, I said, you know what? I would like to branch out and do some different things. And we talked about it actually over the course of last year about what you would like to see. And after thinking about it and mulling about it in my head, and also seeing how you guys reacted to the React content that I did on DSP Gaming, I realized a couple of things. Number one, the React content was doing well, but likely should not be on DSP Gaming. All right? Why? Because DSP Gaming is known as a gaming channel. And yes, for the podcast that I started there last year has been doing very well. All right? And that podcast, the Level 1 podcast, will remain on DSP Gaming as a daily morning staple. That's not going anywhere. Now, there's 3 different shows that will be housed here on DSP Reacts. Allow me to explain all 3 shows and see what you think. Show number 1 is more long-term, something that I want to do, you know, within a month or 2. But it's not happening immediately. The first show will be called, you ready for this?
I'm just going to pause you 1 second, Phil. Just a quick question I want to ask. Did any of these things actually happen? I don't really follow DSP, which I think there are some pretty good reasons for this. But the questions I need to straight up ask is, did Phil either go follow through with any of these, or is he just going to ramble about nothing and then absolutely nothing comes out of these? Because I don't know. I don't know if Phil's like the most organized person in the world to do this. I mean, if I if taken upon my own volition, I absolutely would do like more videos that were like more very stringent and a lot more focused and stuff like that. But the core principles, to be honest, should remain the same no matter what. So the fact that this just kind of Phil is kind of like meandering about as opposed to just getting to it.
DSP asks it. This will be an interview series where I will interview people across the internet. And who will I interview? Well, that's going to be a lot of the times determined by you guys. You guys are going to be the ones who are going to be submitting your suggestions of people who I should try to reach out to and interview here on the show. And it's going to be a one-to-one conversation. A lot of the time it's going to be covering what this person is up to on the internet. And there could be people from all over the place. It doesn't necessarily have to be someone who I've had any kind of involvement with. But at the same time, a lot of them will be. Like, for example, I've already lined up a couple of these for future events that I don't have dates set yet. But basically, I have it lined up so that, by the way, the chat is crashing again, which is not good. The chat is like crapping out on me, and I'm wondering what's going on there. And I've already got about 2 people lined up who are very interested, but I don't have dates and times set yet, because what I'd like to do is establish exactly how this is going to work. The second idea I have
Phil has yet to interview anyone. Okay. What would you guys say if I wanted to go on and actually volunteer myself to be interviewed by DSP? I know that's... I mean, does he... I don't think he really knows who I am or any of the channels that I also do, but... Nah, you never know. It might be... Because, again, I won't even be down to, like, do anything. It's just to talk about video games, because, to be honest, that's kind of almost what I wanted to talk about. That might... You never know. Hey, you never know.
Basically, very similar to what I was doing on DSP Gaming. What I would like to do, okay, is once a month, what I would really enjoy doing is a big formal React project here on DSP Reacts. So think some of the bigger projects that I did over on DSP Gaming, reacting to the Wings of Redemption documentary, reacting to my own Down the Rabbit Hole documentary, you know.
Oh, God. Yeah. Secret Limited did, like, I think it was, like, the second worst thing that happened in 2022 with Phil, and how the videos literally ran, like, a 30-minute video about Phil, and Phil managed to speak about it for nearly 4 hours. He, like, and I've watched that myself, where Phil checked out his Down the Rabbit Hole video, and he goes on and on and on about things that, in hindsight, probably just don't matter. I mean, listen, it's a bit of an anonymity whenever, like, YouTubers react to people talking about them. I've seen the Score Esports that has done this quite a lot. I've seen Tyler One see the video they made about him. I've seen the one that the people from Esports, where they talked about XQC. I've seen the one about Pokimane. You know, the notorious one about Pokimane, unfortunately, where people just, they downvoted that shit just because it felt a bit, it seemed to be talking more about Pokimane as a personality and didn't address any of her flaws and stuff like that, which only made them even more noticeable, by the way. And there's been, like, Dr. Disrespect, even Trainwrecks TV has done this before. So let's continue. What I'm trying to say is that only if it's things that, like, I don't know, I can't see myself being done this anytime soon, but hey, you never know again. Let's just hope it's through YouTube and not through some terrible news reports.
So that's the kind of thing. And the thing is, those projects take a while. Those aren't things that are like, oh, I'll just do it and it'll be done within a couple of hours. In fact, it's kind of the opposite, where those are things that could take a whole day. The third idea I have, I think, is actually the idea that might actually do the best. All right, you ready for this one? I have not even told anyone this. I haven't told my moderators this idea. No one. This is the first time you guys are ever hearing it. My third idea for the channel is called DSP versus the Internet. What is this? Well, here's what it's going to be. Once a week,
that's not a good idea.
I have a dedicated stream where I am going to be reacting to various things on YouTube as submitted by the viewers. Think of it as a pure Phil just reacts to clips kind of show. Here's the difference between this and a formal react. A formal react is a dedicated project where I'm watching the entirety of a documentary and I'm watching it and commentating completely on it. Okay? This show, DSP versus the internet.
Okay. This might be the last time I have to pause the video for like at least a good couple of more minutes, but who here is a boomer remembers the YouTuber BHD? Well, do you remember how crazy and absolutely like mad he got in terms of like inviting other YouTubers like Chavez Slovakia and Dr. J and the Women? Do you remember how tight he was with those guys and KT, his own brother? Do you remember how tight those guys were? And how basically he just sort of like completely fell off the. What I have not watched BHD for like ever since I left university, but I'm like. But the problem is that does Phil have like the work? Does Phil have like? Okay, to be honest, no. If for what we've seen so far, I don't think Phil can do this. Not because I don't think he can, but But the second, unless he doesn't make money from it like immediately, I think he'll just stop doing it. Well, that might be what happened. Well, considering the other things he hasn't done, he said he was going to.
It's a show where it's just going to be like, send me a clip. You want to watch me watch a clip, see my reaction to it? If I laugh, what do I have to say about it? And it could be anything. It could be a news story. It could be a clip from another content creator. Okay. It could be, a piece of a TikTok video or music. As long as it's on YouTube, all right, it's fair game. All right? And essentially what this will be is a good way for me to give you my opinions on things that are going on, whether it's news or pop culture or whatever it may be. I feel like this is going to be...
Okay, well, here's the... Okay, so if I was to ever do that, it would be about a news story I found actually quite interesting a couple of weeks ago, and it's something very, very unrelated. It's about how the former Indonesian capital city of Jakarta is basically being left to be submerged underwater, and there were some devastating news reports about Jakarta's like history of flooding since the turn of the century, and how it's basically going to be completely underwater in 20 years. And how is this going to be like the fate for the whole of Indonesia? Is it going to be submerged underwater with the rise of of the sea levels and stuff like that? You see, maybe stuff like that is a bit more topical, but it's also a bit more divisive in terms of people who legitimately believe in climate change and people who are very skeptical about does it have any effect on the environment whatsoever. It might be just try something a bit different, something a little bit out of Phil's comfort zone, but I think Phil is too comfortable in his bed to get out. If that makes sense.
An opportunity for me to branch out. All right, I don't do stuff like this at all. All the content that I'm suggesting is going to be user submitted. All right, but it's going to be user submitted by channel members. So if you become a member of DSP Reacts, you are getting a tremendous amount of control and input on the channel. Members are going to be submitting videos for DSP versus the internet.
Well, I suppose that maybe makes a bit more sense, but I'm also wondering, what if Phil just doesn't do it anyway? Then he's going to be losing revenue and probably losing subscribers forever. Because, again, it might be worth mentioning, ladies and gentlemen, that if the last few years have anything to go by, any money you actually ever give Phil to improve his production value or improve his standard of content, that money will almost certainly be going into the mobile game WWE Champions. And it's the very last thing that can be on Phil's mind is to improve his state of affairs.
Members are going to be voting on the long form reacts that I do. Here's the criteria of the kind of stuff that I want to react to. First of all, it can't be licensed music and content that's going to get me, blocked, muted. If you became a member, thank you. Head over to the community tab right now, post up videos for me to react to, and vote on that poll. Because
well, first of all, I actually do want to say the thing about the music is, hey, listen, I've been checking out music for the last 6 years on my main channel, and you know what? It just means that it won't be monetized. But you know what? That's not what it's about. It's about just enjoying music. It's about just listening to it. It's about talking about it, embracing it. Talk about maybe its more historical significance, its cultural impact, its meaning through its lyrics, and how its music can shape and mold a person's perception about life. It's just about what Phil. The last thing that should be on Phil's mind is thinking about money when it comes to something that is just a labor of love, something that's just sweet and just something that's cool to listen to. If somebody paid him to do it, I think he would change his mind immediately, which is really kind of scummy. But at the same time, I've been paid to check out albums before and stuff like that, and how, let me tell you. But let's just label this under this is just a straight up greatly missed opportunity that Phil should have done. Phil, to be honest, he could almost pass as
within
a
few minutes, your shout outs, me explaining everything, doing some Q&A. I'm actually going to do some live reacting to videos that you members are posting up, within a month or two. When I launched this channel 3 months ago, I told you all my intention was that I also wanted to do a show called DSP Asks It, and this was supposed to be an interview show, interviewing people from all over the internet. In fact, I'll tell you right now, I had 2 guests line up, 2 that had agreed to be on the show. What happened to that idea? Right now it's suspended. Why? Because I very stupidly fell for a trap. I went into an interview that I shouldn't have done. Basically, the entire internet, yet again, was in a tizzy. It's time to crap on Phil. It's the crap on Phil party. Let's just do it times 1,000, right? Who in their right mind is going to want to be in an interview with Darkside Phil, who just got crapped on collectively by the internet for the millionth time in a row, right? So if I'm ever going to look to do that interview show, we have to let things cool down a bit.
So all I just want to say about Phil right now is that, and if there is one positive thing I can say about Chris Chan, like one positive thing, is that he still keeps going, no matter what people think about him or what people, like large bodies of people think about Chris. He still does his thing, no matter if people think he's morally reprehensible or not. He does it no matter what, rain or shine. Phil is not particularly very strong-willed when, a certain barrier comes in place. And yes, I will admit, sometimes, I don't know if it's just through a combination of burnout or just demoralizing turn of events that stop me from doing things I really want to. But here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Just because bad shit happens, it does not stop a person from trying. Like, did Mr. Aspinall stop just because things got a bit tough? No, he didn't. Do you think that Nelson Mandela stopped just because things got a bit tough? No. You know what I mean? Phil, you gotta just roll with the punches a little bit. You just gotta accept that whether you like it or not, Phil, these are the opinions people have about you, but it doesn't mean you can't change them. But to do that, you've got to change yourself. And Phil, I don't know if it's just too late to do that, but no, that would set the idea that it's like too late for redemption, which I'm very heavily against, but it should be down to Phil if he wants to do that. Nothing I can do
to the point where I'm not looked at as someone to be shat on constantly every 5 seconds. That will never happen. But that show is basically on hiatus. No one in their right mind will say, oh, now's the time to do an interview with Darkside Phil. They're like, no way. Stay away from him. Okay? The second idea I have is very similar to what I was doing on DSP Gaming. What I would really enjoy doing is once a month, a big formal React project. Oh, I'll just do it and it'll be done within a couple of hours. So think reacting to the Wings of Redemption documentary, reacting to the rise and fall of DSP Reacts, you know, make a living off of the work of others. And so that's something that I want to do basically once a month. Those will likely just be called DSP Reacts to whatever the name of the video or documentary or whatever it is that I'm reacting to. Okay? So there you go. Now, the third idea I have, I think is actually the idea that might actually do the best. You ready for this one? I have not even told anyone this. No one. My third idea for the channel is called DSP versus the internet. What is this? Here's what it's going to be. Once a week, I have a dedicated stream where I am going to be reacting to various things on YouTube. Fast-paced variety clip style show, you see? Well, how are you going to determine what you're going to react to? All the content that I'm suggesting is going to be user submitted by channel members. That's what this is going to be. Members are going to be submitting videos for DSP versus the internet. Phil, I don't get it. Why are you doing everything based on members? There's a very good reason. I just care about money. I just can't help it. I'm so just enveloped in greed and money. I need money. Okay? Even though memberships are huge on this channel, tips very much are still available as a way to contribute. They're giant. Yes, gifted memberships are allowed, Kagome. Memberships, super chats, super stickers, super thanks, gifted memberships, tips, all enabled on the channel. You can contribute in those ways. Contributions coming in out the butt. Over on DSP Gaming, the number one complaint I got every month was the members don't get enough. The members just don't get enough, you know, value out of becoming a member. So if you become a member of DSP Reacts,
I remember once I was like a member of DSP's channel, like roughly about this time last year, because I legitimately wanted to like ask him a couple of questions and stuff like that, because I don't know, let's just genuinely see if he would be open and willing and stuff like that. So and it was like $20 a month, which to be honest, that's quite steep for what you get. And the question I asked is, what did Phil think of this recent like DLC expansion pack for Mario Kart 8, which included 5 whole different cups based on some of the best tracks that the Mario Kart series has had since its inception? And Phil basically just said that he wouldn't play it and he thinks that Nintendo dropped the ball with it and blah, 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 blah. He just wouldn't do it, and just so like listed off reasons that, to be honest, I kind of thought were a little bit not very well founded and stuff like that. I mean, he complains about, you know, an expansion pack for Mario Kart 8 costing like $25 and stuff like that, and it costs like $20 just to be a member of Phil's channel. I generally don't understand about why Phil thinks that and it's just, again, it was even just about having people play Mario Kart with him on stream and just him like interacting, having a bit of fun with some of his viewers, and Phil just completely did not want to do it. I know it was probably a tall order, and he probably, again, without any context as to who I was to him, it was just sort of, nah, not really worth it. If I ever do, I'm going to straight up ask him probably after this if he wants to try and do like a formal interview, because, well, without any prior context as to who I am, Phil might just think that it's something to try out. I mean, again, Phil's going to try and do something a bit different, because this so far is
you are getting a tremendous amount of control and input on the channel. The membership tiers on DSP React actually will give you more benefits. What does that mean? Ultra members, get this. Ultra members are $20, I believe, $20 for the membership. You're guaranteed to have me watch a video. If you're an Ultra member, I'm guaranteed to watch the video you submit.
Is that it?
No. There's no guarantee that's going to happen at all.
Please return cards here.
Yeah. And the card's right there.
But it doesn't say please return cards there. You're gonna
wait a minute.
I mean, to be fair, I don't particularly think the cart.
This is Perry Caravello. This is 1,000,000% staged. I don't even want to watch it. Sorry to the Ultra supporter who submitted that. Submit another one later on that's not bullshit. What's going on, Derek? It's good to see you here today. Okay, I'm going to abstain. I don't know who this is. I've never seen the content, so I'm not going to watch this. All right, people said LTG is the black DSP. Do you see it?
hold on, you don't sound like that.
Oh, not Let's Go Gaming.
Okay, that's enough.
Oh,
That's not funny. Wow. I think it's time to go to the next video. It's interesting. I'm guaranteed to watch the video you submit. Guaranteed. All we're gonna do, I'm gonna take what you submitted, press play, react a little bit to it. There's no guarantee I'm gonna watch the whole video. This is the pilot episode of DSP versus the internet. He's a clown. He acts in front of the camera like a clown. That's not even funny. Oh! It's literally just overreacting with your face. I'm bored to tears.
This is what your money is going towards, ladies and gentlemen. This is... Actually, to be honest, the more I think about it, maybe this is Phil genuinely thinking that stuff is funny. He literally sits and plays video games all day. Maybe this is like his first... Like, imagine what happens if he takes out the important videos playlist. That stuff probably died.
What is this? Like, it's a clown show at this point. Very good. You guys obviously seem to like the idea. I would already say this is a success. So I was very, very nervous that I would launch this and no one would care and be like, oh, this is stupid or whatever, you know. But it seems like you guys are really enjoying it. Okay, everyone, so what I actually like to do in this recap video is essentially tell you how I'm seeing the content on this channel doing 3 months in. All right? What I'm seeing is mixed reactions from my viewership. And so when that happens, I want to talk about it, and I hope that we can have a discussion about it. The weekly clip show that I do is doing well. Well, the views have gone down on the show. You're right, but the views don't matter. I don't really make anything on views on that clip show because all those videos get claimed on YouTube. Literally every one. So it doesn't matter if I have 20 billion views on a video. I make nothing on it. I care about if there's people who want to support that show to continue to exist through memberships. And they do. People are actively becoming channel members to submit the videos for that show. That is the major support I'm literally getting for this channel. This is a subscription only service where you have to pay to enter. If I didn't have that weekly clip show and there wasn't incentive for people to become a member, then this channel wouldn't be profitable for me. And it would kind of be a failed venture.
Place we could inform 15 years and notably covering. Notice how literally half of this is just about, well, visually half of this is literally just to say, pay me, ladies and gentlemen, and that's what it is that if you, like, you see, you know what Phil should have done? He should have gone to PewDiePie or Markiplier or Jacksepticeye and look at their about sections and find out just what they say and about who they are and stuff like that. That would be much easier to do, but because Phil is just sort of, yeah. DSP reacts. Despite the content Phil talked about during the launch of DSP, this is its current state. Oh, God. That looks... Phil will skip viewers' content, skip videos, and shut the cloud mode. This channel is failing. You know, they laugh at stuff like that, but minus 100,000? How did that happen?
More tense, more risk, more fear, more threats. Everything's gonna end. Everything's getting worse. World War III. Everything's crazy.
Okay, so in the realm of seriousness, I can't really complain about that. I mean, again, viewer retention is like really, really low. So like I cannot go around and pretend like my stuff is like any better and stuff like that. But at least I don't have like the stigmata that Phil perhaps has, and unfortunately, yeah, this is a huge issue when you just don't stick to what you do and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, you know what's kind of really sad about this entire thing is that this would be so easy to solve and so easy to put right in an instant. You know why? And you know why it would be so easy to do this? Phil, just give the viewers what they want. Don't cheat them. Don't scam them. You just play ball, and you remember, these are people's hard-earned money they're spending and stuff like that. Things that also go towards, their bills and, to support the rest of their livelihoods and stuff like that. And all of this is supporting your livelihood as well, Phil. And that's seemingly, again, the very last thing that is like on your mind whatsoever, is that all that matters is if you get money, and whoever it is, it doesn't really matter, just as long as it's in your pocket and not in anybody else's. So that's why it's like pathetic and a little bit disparaging about the idea of trying to like get involved with DSP, because again, if DSP is just like starting the DSP Reacts and retiring King of Hate, what Phil should have done is just started afresh, started an entirely like new channel entirely. Go to the very, very beginning, do that, and then build yourself up again. Because hey, that's what I've done throughout this year so far, is that I started 3 entirely new, completely crystal clear new channels. And yes, things usually are quite slow in the beginning, it's to be expected, but because these people, they have no prior knowledge to any of the other things I do, it means that any perception they have, it's the sort of, I don't really openly brag or make posts about all the things I do and stuff like that, because I've never been in I've never been for the idea that sort of thing actually works. But what I will say, ladies and gentlemen, is that it's one of those things, like gradually over time, people will come towards it. It's not really meant to be one of those things where if I brag about it too much, I come across as like way too, like, what's the word? It's like it's shoving it down your face, which is like the very last thing that I want to have. What I want to have instead is something a bit more organic, something a bit more natural. And when the time comes to branch out and to actually showcasing other things that I'm capable of doing, then that sort of thing will take its natural course. Look after the pennies and the pounds will look after themselves, as they say. Now, the only other things I feel like worth like adding, I suppose, just to conclude this video, is that I would actually put my neck on the line and say I would actually want to do like an interview with Phil. But as to whether or not Phil actually wants that, then it's something that I really am going to have to like be very cautious about, because it's not that I don't think Phil would want to do that if he tried, but I'm wondering if literally if he looks back on it and says that, it was not worth his time and stuff like that, or if he just demands to be paid like extortionate amounts before that. And that's the thing that I also think that Phil like really, really needs to get into his mind, is that if he just keeps demanding things of people, he'll find out very, very quickly that nobody is going to want it. Which is like the last thing that, he would want, and it's the last thing that probably I would want as well. So as to whether or not this is actually going to work, well, we'll wait and see. I'm actually going to ask him. Let's see how this goes. Okay, so watch this space, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm going to find out. So I'll catch all of you guys again next time. Take care, and bye-bye for now.